Welcome to AM Best Audio.
We're here in London for AM Best's Insurance Market Briefing Europe. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Edin Imsirovic, who is a director at AM Best Rating Services. Edin, welcome.
Well, thank you, Richard. Thanks for having me.
So, you're welcome, and thank you for joining us for our panel on the use of AI in insurance. Tell us a little bit about the underlying trends that are making the current AI hype different from other ones throughout history.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So AI as a concept has been with us for a while, right? It's been introduced in the 1950s by Alan Turing, and since then we had subsequent sort of AI hype cycles followed by AI winters. But what's different today is it's really simple, right? The AI is getting much better and much more useful and much more sophisticated, and at the same time, the AI is actually accelerating, the development of it is accelerating exponentially. And this is really driven by the fact that the AI inputs themselves, and what I mean by inputs is exponential rise in computing power and exponential increase in data are reaching this critical mass, if you will, or scale, that's making our current approaches to AI development or machine learning much better, leading to better AI outcomes, and leading to things like generative AI, for example, which is sort of grabbing all the headlines lately. And if you look at generative AI, for example, I mean, it's relatively a new concept, right? So generative AI started back in 2017, right? There was this paper called Attention is All You Need that introduced this idea of transformers, which is this technical part that makes these large language models really sophisticated and work really well. But if you think about it, it took 5 years from 2017 to November of 2022 for commercial applications of generative AI to take over in form of ChatGPT, right? And since that, we've all seen the generative AI has improved exponentially across all modalities, right? And this improvement has been led by multiple factors. First of all, obviously, the improvement in the underlying infrastructure of generative AI models, but a lot of other factors as well. For example, one big factor has been this, it's been kind of fun to watch this Cambrian explosion of open source AI models that sort of lowered the threshold to generative AI development, brought a lot of people in, and brought a lot of innovation into generative AI space, enabling all sorts of things, for example, like lowering costs significantly for fine-tuning some of these models. And speaking of cost, even the foundational models like ChatGPT, if you think about it, a few years ago, to run something called 1 million tokens on ChatGPT would have costed north of $40. Today, it's only slightly over $4. So you have two trends, right? AI getting exponentially better, and the cost per the unit of intelligence actually coming down. And given these trends, no wonder we have so much hype coming in the insurance industry related to generative AI. Whether that hype is misplaced or not remains to be seen. Although from my perspective, in terms of what I see, a lot of the AI innovation output coming out in the insurance space is really coming from the older machine learning methods, not necessarily generative AI. Now, this is not to say that generative AI will not be transformative for the industry. It's just that generative AI is still very new.
Customize your data experience. BestLink now offers an interactive company dashboard that provides company-level intelligence in a fast, user-friendly interface featuring interactive tables, charts, and Sparkline performance histories. Customize the dashboard tiles to prioritize the insurer ratings, data, and analytics that best support your workflow. AM Best. Our insight, your advantage.
So, we're here at an insurance conference. Tell us a little bit about the insurance applications of AI or generative AI or both.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So about generative AI, as I mentioned, it really hasn't scaled yet, right? But if I was to sum up all of the insurance cases that are sort of most exciting when it relates to generative AI in insurance space, it's really about one thing, which is transforming the unstructured data into structured data, and then using this structured data across all the insurance verticals, different verticals. So what do I mean by that? For example, using unstructured data to enrich submission process, for example. There's a lot of promising activity in the claims area where we can use generative AI to summarize a lot of these claim cases, so the claim manager can focus on higher value added stuff. And obviously, a ton of developments in customer service area, especially self-service, where users can, ask simple questions about, their accounts, or maybe have generative AI summarize the types of policies on coverages that they have in terms that they can understand, and customer interaction, right? I mean, we all heard of chatbots back 10 years ago, right? There was a big explosion in chatbots in insurance space in 2015 and 16, and everybody was really hyped up about chatbots, but nobody really liked using chatbots, right? Because they were very unnatural and just were not useful, right? But now, applying generative AI technology on chatbots, you're getting a lot better conversation in terms of customer interaction. So those will be the top cases of generative AI that companies are experimenting at the moment. But as I mentioned earlier, most of the cases were really related to non-generative AI and more traditional machine learning method. And there you really have applications really from underwriting to claims, to a huge focus on operational efficiency as well. But I would say two things when it comes to applications of AI in general in insurance space. First, it really matters sort of what kind of insurance company you are and what kind of business you underwrite, right? So for those lines of business that are simpler, less complex, like personal auto or maybe small commercial policies, applications of AI are a lot more relevant, and we see a lot more usage in usage of AI in those types of lines of business. But as lines of business get more complex, the applications of AI become sort of less relevant at the moment. The other thing is for companies to truly get real benefit from some of these emerging technologies, including AI or generative AI, they really need to have an efficient IT infrastructure, right? Because if they don't have systems that can talk together to each other or get the data from third parties efficiently, then it's really hard to leverage some of these emerging solutions.
Edin, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks.
Looking to get the full attention of the insurance industry? We have the platforms that will do just that. Whether it be AM Best TV, AM Best Audio, Best Review Magazine, or Best Day. Find out more by calling AM Best Advertising Sales at 908-439-2200, extension 5399, and have a great day.